What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. How are y'all doing? I'm here to talk about Stevie Wonder releasing his 16th album, Innervisions, on August 3rd of 1973. Happy 53 years to this classic, and it was released through Tamla, a subsidiary of Motown Records, and it's a landmark recording of Wonder's classic period. And the album has been registered as completing his transition from the little Stevie Wonder known for the romantic ballads into a more musically mature consciousness. Consciousness, consciousness, conscious. Call it that, conscious, and grown-up artists. So on the album, Wonder continued to experiment with the revolutionary of T.O.N.T.O stands for the original new Timbral Orchestra synthesizer system developed by Malcolm Cecil and Robert Margouleff, and Wonder's previous two albums, 1972's Music of My Mind and Talking Book, boosted his standing in the music industry, transforming him from a reliable hitmaker into a master of the new album format. Ahead of Innervisions, Cecil and Margouleff were pushing Wonder to shift his lyrical themes for allowing for political metaphysical issues to be discussed in his music instead of primarily singing about romance. And the album's second single, Living for the City, is considered its centerpiece. That is a classic, including Visions, Too High, Golden Lady. Man, I love them all. Jesus, Children of America, All in Love is Fair, All in Love is Fair, and Higher Ground. That's another classic. Love that one too. And Don't You Worry About a Thing, and He's Misstra Know It All. These are just all incredible gems, man. I love this album. This is a very classic by Stevie Wonder himself. No wonder why it's a classic right here from 1973. So, and it peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Top LPs and Tapes chart, and number 1 on the Billboard Soul LPs chart. At the 16th Grammy Awards, it won Album of the Year and Best Engineered Non-Classical Recording, while Living for the City won Best R&B Song. The album is widely considered by fans, critics, and colleagues to be one of Wonder's finest works and one of the greatest albums of all time, and it was ranked at number 34 on the Rolling Stones list of the 500 greatest albums of all time in the year 2020, and it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame of the year 99. And the album became hugely influential on the future sound of commercial soul and black music. Oh yeah, this is definitely a classic. I'm gonna still keep bumping, man. I love this Stevie Wonder LP right here. This is one of my favorites by Mr. Stevie himself. So, as with many of Wonder's albums, the lyrics, composition, and production of Innervisions are almost entirely of his own work, and he also played all or virtually all the instruments on many of the album's tracks. So he made prominent use of synthesizers throughout the album. And the 9 tracks of Innervisions encompassed a wide range of themes and issues, from drug abuse and Too High through inequality and systematic racism and Living for the City to love in the ballad of All in Love is Fair and Golden Lady. And the album's Closer, He's Misstra Know It All, is thought by some to be a scathing attack on the U.S. President Richard Nixon at the time. Similar to Wonder's song You Haven't Done Nothing from the following year, Living for the City was one of the first soul music songs to deal with explicitly with systematic racism and to incorporate everyday sounds of the street, such as traffic, voices, and sirens, and with music recorded in the studio. And the August 6th of 1973, which was 3 days after the album was released, Wonder had played a concert in Greenville, South Carolina. Afterward, he fell asleep on the front seat of the car of his friend John Harris, who was snaking along a road just outside of Durham, North Carolina, behind a truck loaded with high with logs. Suddenly, the trucker jammed on his brakes, which I did do a video talking about that, which was true. It was based on that in real life. That was horrible, man. So, and the two vehicles collided, logs went flying, and one smashed through the windshield of Wonder's car, and it hit him on the forehead. He was bleeding and unconscious. He was blooded and unconscious when he was pulled from the wrecked car and laid in a coma caused by severe brain contusion for 10 days. And it was Wonder's friend and tour director Ira Tucker who first elicited 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 some response from him. I remember when I got to the hospital in Winston-Salem, man, I couldn't even recognize him. His head was swollen up about 5 times normal the size, and nobody could get through to him. I knew that he likes to listen to music really loud, and I thought maybe if I shot it out in his ear, it might reach him. And the doctor had told me to go ahead and try, and it couldn't hurt him. The first time I didn't get any response, but the next day I went back and I got right down in his ear and sang Higher Ground. His hand was resting on my arm, and after a while, his fingers started going in time with the song. I said, yeah, yeah, this dude is going to make it. Man, what a story. So, when Wonder regained his consciousness, he discovered that he had lost his sense of smell, which he later largely recovered, and he was deeply afraid that he might have lost his musical abilities too, which Tucker had mentioned. We brought one of his instruments, I think it was the clavinet, to the hospital. And for a while, Stevie just looked at it or didn't do anything with it. You could see he was afraid to touch it because he didn't know if he still had it in him. He didn't know if he could still play. And then when he finally did touch it, man, you could just see the happiness. Happiness spread all over him, and I'll never forget that. Coming from Ira Tucker. Wonder's climb back to health was long and slow, but he had to take medication. He had to take medication for a year, tired easily, and suffered severe headaches. The crash also changed the way of his thinking, as his deep faith and spiritual vision made him doubt that it was an accident. He stated, "You can never change anything that has already happened. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. Everything that happened to me is the way that it's supposed to have been." In an interview with the New York Times, he had commented that the accident opened my ears up to many things around me. Naturally, life is just more important to me now, and I do what I do in my life. He also said, "I would like to believe in reincarnation. I would like to believe that there is another life. I think that sometimes your consciousness can happen on this earth a second time around. For me, I wrote Higher Ground even before the accident. But something must have been telling me that something was going to happen to me, make me aware of a lot of things, and to get myself together. This is my second chance for life, to do something or to do more, and to value the fact that I am alive." Confirming Wonder's belief in destiny, Michael Sembello, Wonder's lead guitarist at the time, said, "Well, I think he always had some awareness of the spiritual side of life, but the accident really brought it to the surface. Like now, I know he really sees and uses every concert as a spiritual opportunity. It is to reach people. The accident made him recognize God, and it changed him a lot. Sometimes he just drift off in conversation. He'd just be someplace else. He got really intense after the accident. His ESP got really strong. And before the crash, Wonder had been scheduled to do a 5-week 20-city hour in March and April of 1974. And it was postponed with the exception of the one date in Madison Square Garden of late March. And that concert began with Wonder pointing to his scarred forehead, looking up, grinning, and giving thanks to God that I'm alive. 21,000 people in the crowd roared with applause, and as a post critic noted, it was hard not to be thrilled. This album will always be a classic. The rest is history. So more history to it. Following the Talking Book, which hit the top 5 of the Billboard albums chart in early of 73, and it achieved steady sales throughout the rest of the year. Innervisions became another considerable hit on the charts for Wonder, and it debuted on the Billboard albums chart on August 18th of 1973. August 18th of 1973 at number 85. And then it climbed to number 22, number 14, number 9, and number 6 before reaching its peak position of number 4 on September 22nd. And the album remained in the top 20 until June 22nd of 1974. And remained in the top 200 during the entire calendar year of 1974, falling off the Billboard Albums Chart week ending January 11th of 1975. Innervisions was Wonder's second consecutive album to reach the top of the Billboard Black Albums Chart, and where it remained for 2 weeks. On the Cashbox chart, it reached number 1 near the end of 1973. In the UK, the album also found success and became Wonder's first to reach the UK top 10, peaking at number 8. Shoot, even if they keep dropping this album at that time, shoot, this album is still a classic. I don't give a damn what anyone says. This is a classic by Stevie Wonder. And I'll never stop bumping this record. This is golden forever. Love this album. And I only paid $10 for it, I think around like 2018, 2019 or something like that. I was so happy I got this record. Or maybe 2017. It was probably around there. I was really satisfied to get a hold of this record. Shoot, $10, man. That was a steal. What's your favorite song off this incredible gem? Don't forget to hit that like and sub and comment. Follow your boy. I will be glad to return. Y'all have a blessed one and stay safe, y'all. Keep bumping this record on your turntables.